If Celia says you're all right...
Hey, I remember you. Didn't you say you were going to find out about that strange stone in the Temple of Zyria for me? How did that turn out? Well, you have gone to a lot of trouble on my behalf. So here's something to add to your returns. Hopefully it will make it a little more worth your while. Good day to you.
Have you come to pay homage to Ziria, traveler? It is good to see visitors to the temple again. There had been a very long stretch when no one came at all. Lately, we have had a few strange ones, but that is all. Have people so easily forgotten the warrior goddess? Why do you call me spirit? And why do you call this beautiful and peaceful temple a ruin? Why, just look at the... My, but it has suddenly become dark in here. Where are the candles? And why has the choir ceased its enchanting strains? My sister priestesses, all gone? Then that means I too? Oh my, do you see? A shore on the horizon. It shines so brightly.
Oziria's eyes. What was that? Unbelievable! Where did such a thing come from? And what of them? Surely you have not found them here, or we would not be having this conversation. Aye, would that we could have accompanied you up here. Perhaps then we could have caught Valdis in time. Aye, I'm afraid so. It is an elven town called Amanlu. Amanlu, are you well? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
You know why I have come. I cannot give you the Aegis. I will find it, with or without your help. But it is our sacred charge. The Aegis is my destiny. And the blood of Amanlu is on your hands. The princess, she has taken it to Snowbrook Haven. Please, spare my people.
You have returned! He came searching for something, and when he could not find it, he flew into a rage. Hardly any have survived. But you are here? We heard you and Drevin had been assigned to Valdis's vanguard force and were commanded to siege Graylin Isle. Celebhel will be more than glad to have your help. He has been within the Altorn Hall ever since Valdis left us ruined. Forgive me, they need my help with the wounded. It's good to have you home.
Milonaman, you are welcome to look around future. We must stand fast in the face of the rising darkness. What better way to prevail than with my specialty magic goods? If you feel a prickling of the skin on your neck, do not be alarmed. These halls contain many frightened spirits who have not yet found their way across the sacred waters. Yes, I have always been in tune with the ethereal world in a way. I have spent much of my time collecting information about it, and I have even managed to come into contact with a ghostly spirit. Obviously, talking to spirits is impossible through normal means. Their words are completely unintelligible to our ears, even if the ghost in question has manifested itself enough to become visible to our eyes. Not necessarily. My research indicates that the Vaikesh cultists use ancient chants to communicate with the darker spirits, the source of their otherworldly knowledge. If I could know what they spoke during their dark rituals, I think I may be able to figure it out. Are you interested in helping me? The Vaikesh are much too cunning to simply leave such information lying around. I fear that the only way to learn the secret of their chant is to overhear one of their rituals. Seek them out in the Vaikesh forests and look for one of their ritual chambers hidden within their caverns. But beware, the cultists are not the only danger in this undertaking. The words themselves can be a threat to mortal ears.
Do not mind them.
Dangers lurk in many places throughout the world. Take care in whom you lend your trust. You could only be speaking of one person then. Trust him not. He conspires with the Vaikesh to release a demon into this world. Did he mention the Vaikesh when you spoke with him? He may have used their lesser-known name. Manu Ostar. My friend, the Manu Ostar and the Vaikesh are one and the same. Master Thestrin sought to trick you into giving him the heirloom sword to further his and the Vaikesh's power in this world. He tricked you into giving him the sword. Master Thestrin must be stopped and the demon destroyed. Will you aid me? The location of the demon is deep within the Vaikesh forest, between their sanctuary and the first of their treacherous bridges.
We have all lost loved ones.
Greetings.
Hello there. If you want equipment, you should talk to... Wait a minute. You are that mercenary, are you not? Well, by Ziria's spear, I just received a package from my brother Feldwer for you. He wanted me to thank you for helping him. Ah, a fine hero you make too. Though you might make a better one if you had a real hero's weapon to match. Please accept this token of Feldweir's thanks. I hope it serves you well in your travels.
It is tragic how many of the elves have died in this attack. We must be better prepared. It is my job to ensure we are well supplied with ranged equipment for the battles that will come. Whenever I have time, I develop our weapons further to gain whatever edge we may. I am always looking for new materials, especially those that will make our arrows fly truer and harder. That is the Amanlu orchid. You have probably seen the larger version around town. Its design is known around the land as a symbol of Amanlu and the elven folk. I'm a Fletcher, and always looking for materials that will improve the speed and accuracy of our arrows. Bring me a goodly amount of feathers from a powerful creature, and I'll let you have my orchid.
I am glad you are back. I know that Celopel will want to see you. He has
Lad, my good friend. It is good to have you home, even in times as dark as these. When the tragedy hit, I thought of you, and how strong you were when we became lost in the Elenlu Isles as children. You seem much changed. I was wondering if you could help me with something, if you have the time, of course. Well, my grandfather died in the tragedy, crushed, along with everything I hold dear. Save this, his staff. Do you remember it? He entertained us as children with bright and colorful spells. But now I cannot seem to make the staff function. It will not even cast so much as a simple spark. I think so. Grandfather instructed me well. However, he kept referring to the headpiece of the staff, but it no longer has one. I remember it well. It always glowed with the most beautiful swirl of colors. There is no way of knowing what happened to it. I think that I must replace it, but I do not know what reagent is needed. If you would help, old friend, I would be grateful. You are still the friend I once had. I will do my best to pull myself together, and I wish you good speed. Amanlu is in need of anything to lift its spirits.
Sweet lad, if any of my archer guards give you trouble, come straight to me. Many of them are new, and so distressed by recent events that they do not know the difference between friend and foe. If you seek specialized equipment, I have something you may find intriguing. Well, not only am I a great marksman and fine trainer of the ranged arts, I have some expertise in alchemy. With a little help from you, I could put my latest theory to a test. Would you be willing to help me gather the ingredients? The story of the reagent, known as Viper Claw, is so ancient that its origins have been long forgotten. There were once 3 Azurite brothers, each unmatched in their expertise with a bow. The only true challenge they faced was against each other, yet they were all equal in skill. Each brother sought in secret an alchemist to create reagents to improve his skills. Unbeknownst to them, each had approached the same alchemist. Seizing the opportunity, the alchemist created 3 different reagents containing the same magic. He was paid threefold for the same work. Really? I admire his ingenuity. In any case, when the brothers applied the reagents to their bows, they challenged each other to a duel to the death. So great had their rivalry become. Each believed he had the upper hand. They met in the forests around what would one day become Amonlu. And, well, somehow they managed to kill each other. Despite their rivalry, so great were their spirits that when they died, the magic of their reagents dispersed into a burst of power to like objects throughout the area. Some still believe they can all be combined to make the single master reagent known as Viper Claw. All 3 ingredients into one. If any can do this, it is I. Excellent. I need you to collect the following reagents: jagged arrowheads, a griffin feather, and an onyx fragment. Hopefully you will come across these ingredients in the forests around Amonlu.
Combat magic has ever been a strength of the elves, and no elf knows more of this art than I. As its guardian, it is my duty to share what I can. Or perhaps you would like to hear an old tale. My tale is long and eventful. Do you have the time to sit and hear it? My tale begins in the sunrise of elven history. Long ago, in the age before this one, the elves were just mastering our gifts of foresight, empathy, and sorcery. In those days, most of the Edhel were akin to the mundane folk of Arana, blind to the arcane senses. There were few, however, who had begun to unlock the secrets of the ether world. The most advanced was a young elf, Arinth. Arinth was both a sorcerer and a craftsman. He created a beautiful staff and enchanted it with magics that amplified his abilities in a manner in which no elf had ever thought possible. But well, this story does not end happily. Aaron's newfound power consumed him, scorching his mind until he was but a raving beast, stronger than all of the Edhel, save for 2, Istero and Istora. It was they, the great leaders of our race, who, linked with the minds of all of our people, were finally able to rip the staff from Aaron's hands. Aaron's power, while dimmed without his staff, was still great enough to protect them both from final destruction. While Istero transported Aaron to a prison of his making, Istora separated the staff into its parts and secured them in guarded reliquaries across the continent. Time passed as it always does, and Aaron and his staff were relegated to the dusty tomes of legends, all but forgotten. Indeed, this tale was lost for an age, but as I was cleaning up the mess Valdis left us, I found a strange volume lodged in a crack in the wall. This house once belonged to Kirglithiel the historian, and this book contains his account. If Kirglithiel's words are true, then Aaron's staff must still exist, waiting to be found by one who can master it. That is not an outcome I have seen, Melonomin. Besides, your strength of will is very great. So, will you attempt to find the pieces of Aaron's legendary staff? I am certain that I can reassemble and return it to its former glory. Good. I have copied what I need from this book. You may take it. Perhaps it will help you locate the reliquaries containing the staff fragments. It mentions 3. 1 for the focusing stone, 1 for the jeweled shaft, and 1 for the carved rod. Alas, I do not. I am sorry that I cannot offer you more help.